Toon Blast is one of those games that looks deceptively simple on the surface but hides a lot of clever design underneath. And when you first open it up, you're immediately greeted with that polished, cartoon-inspired art style that's been carefully tuned to feel inviting, colorful, and almost toy-like. The central cast of characters, Cooper the cat, Wally the wolf, and Bruno the bear, give the game its lighthearted personality. But they're really just there as mascots, to frame what is essentially a pure puzzle experience. The gameplay is all about Match-2 mechanics, where instead of dragging tiles like in traditional Match-3 games, you tap groups of 2 or more same-colored cubes to clear them. At first, it feels incredibly straightforward, but the depth comes in how the game introduces obstacles, power-ups, and level objectives that force you to think about chain reactions, positioning, and efficiency. Rockets, bombs, and disco balls are the core power-ups, and combining them creates massive effects that can wipe the board in satisfying bursts, giving you those little dopamine spikes that keep you locked in for one more round. The pacing is very deliberate. Early levels are breezy, letting you cruise through with big combos, but later on the difficulty ramps up in a way that's designed to nudge you toward either retrying obsessively or dipping into the monetization hooks. Speaking of monetization, this is where Toon Blast has earned both its success and some of its criticism. The game uses the now ubiquitous life system. You get 5 lives, and each failed level costs 1. Once you're out, you either wait for them to refill or buy more with premium currency. Then there are the boosters and extra moves, which are tempting because some levels feel tuned to be just a little too difficult without them. It's that razor-thin line between challenge and frustration, and Toon Blast knows how to push players right up against it. At the same time, it leans heavily on social features. The team system lets you join a group of players where you can request lives, chat, and work toward team rewards. This adds a sense of community and even light competition when tournaments and leaderboards come into play, which is a big reason the game has maintained relevance in such a crowded puzzle market. From a technical standpoint, the controls are flawless. Everything is tap-based, responsive, and intuitive. You never fight with the interface. The art style leans into bold, chunky visuals with smooth animations that make every explosion of cubes pop off the screen, and the sound design layers in satisfying effects for every match and combo. The music itself is less memorable, often fading into the background, but that's intentional. The soundscape is there to support, not distract. Performance is also rock solid across devices, which is critical for a game that needs to run smoothly on both low-end and high-end phones worldwide. Toon Blast is optimized to be lightweight, quick to load, and endlessly repeatable. Progression comes not from a narrative. There's no story arc here beyond the cartoon mascots cheering you on, but from climbing the level ladder. With thousands of stages already available and more added regularly, the game keeps feeding you new layouts, new blockers like balloons, ducks, or jelly cubes, and fresh twists on familiar mechanics. It's that constant drip feed of novelty that prevents the core loop from going stale. The developers Peak Games have built a reputation on this style of puzzle design, and Toon Blast has been their flagship alongside Toy Blast, refining the formula into one of the most successful casual puzzle games globally. The fact that it's free to play, but consistently ranks among the top grossing games shows how effective their balance of accessibility and monetization really is. Replayability is infinite in theory, since you can keep pushing through levels as long as they keep releasing them, and events like star chests, team tournaments, and limited time challenges give reasons to return daily. The game isn't about finishing a story. It's about that ongoing lifestyle loop of checking in, completing a few levels, helping your team, and chasing rewards. For casual players, this makes it a perfect pick-up and play experience, while more competitive players can sink endless hours trying to stay ahead in leaderboards. The community reception has been mixed. Players love the polish, the addictive loop, and the cooperative team system, but there's consistent criticism around the monetization pressure and the feeling that some levels are deliberately designed to push spending. Still, Its sheer popularity shows that it has nailed what many casual players want: quick, colorful puzzles that you can play on the bus, in bed, or whenever you've got a free minute. Comparing it to other games in the genre, Toon Blast strips away the narrative and progression systems you might find in something like Homescapes or Candy Crush Soda Saga, and instead it focuses on pure puzzle solving with a stronger emphasis on power-up combos. This makes it less about decorating or storytelling and more about mastering the mechanics. Some players prefer that simplicity, while others find it too shallow compared to games that mix in meta layers. Ultimately, Toon Blast's biggest strength is its accessibility and polish, making it one of the definitive modern examples of a casual mobile puzzle game. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it perfects a formula in a way that has made it a global giant. If you're looking for a game that delivers quick, satisfying bursts of puzzle gameplay with vibrant presentation and a strong community backbone, Toon Blast is still one of the most finely tuned and enduring options on the market.